Hello guys, welcome back. If you're stopping for the first time, you're absolutely welcome. This is Jowins Fashion Ville. In today's video, we'll be teaching lace placement on fabric, what lace placement is all about, when lace placement is actually required, and how this technique is achieved. If this is what you're interested in learning, kindly watch the video to the end and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So guys, let's get started. Okay guys, so before we jump on this trend, which is a popular lace placement technique, lace placement is a technique that is being used on fabrics that are heavily beaded with stones, pearls, and other beautiful ornaments that we can think of or that we have encountered. So basically, this type of fabrics are difficult to be sewn, most especially with sewing machine. So the only technique that is being considered stress-free is the lace placement technique, which is all about placing your lace, hand tacking it, and then achieving your goals with it. So I'll be showing you guys how this is done. To achieve this, what we need to do is to place our fabric on fold. First and foremost, you cut your lace using your skirt pattern. If you drafted on a pattern, you cut your lace fabric using your skirt pattern for the front and the back. You place it on fold to determine the center point, and then place it on the center front. Place the midpoint of the lace on the center front of your dress. You can see that I placed mine on fold before placing it on the mannequin. Then you go ahead to secure it with your pins. So this is me securing with my pins on the waistline. I'm trying to secure with your pins, and the kind of pins you work with are not just your regular short silver pins. You're going to be working with your colored pins so that it will be easy for you to track. You'll be needing a lot of pins. I bet you just one cushion is not enough. So just keep your pins so close. Once you exhaust, you bring out more because you'll be pinning. You have to pin before hand tacking. So this is me securing the waistline with my pins. Then I'll go ahead and align the side front. So I'm just aligning both sides simultaneously so that I don't get any rumples in front. So you align on one side and then you go to the other side to ensure that you're getting it right. The upper front and the lower part done simultaneously. Okay, so this is me hand tacking. This is me securing my pins on both sides. After securing it, I'll go ahead and trim out the excess I have. So for me, I would advise that you leave an excess of about 1 to 1.5 inches. There are disadvantages with this procedure, most especially when it comes with adjusting the dress. So it is very important that if you're working with your client, ensure that you do your previous fitting. You do your fitting first before placing your lace. So whatever adjustment that needs to be done should be done before the placement of lace on the fabric itself. Okay, then in the future there's a disadvantage should in case that one outgrows the clothes, or probably you gained weight. These are the disadvantage. Not like it's not achievable to adjust, but you go through some stress of having to, untack the dress from the inside, make your adjustment, then replace your fabric once again. So when you're trimming out the excess, leave about 1 to 1.5 inches. I think I left a bit more than that so that adjustment will be easy for me. If I want to make adjustments, probably on tacking, I will still have some allowance to work with. Okay, so for now, if you're working with me or following this procedure, you trim out the excess, leave it about 1 inch. Okay, so this is me just probably securing the lace properly on the mannequin. Then I'll go ahead to trim out the excess when I'm done. I'll trim out the excess on this part just like I did for the other side. I'll trim out and you leave about 1 to 1.5 inches. If 1.5 inches is just too much for you, you leave about 1 inch of your excess. Okay guys, so for the back pattern, just like I explained for the front, I'll be using the back pattern drafted to also cut out the lace fabric with some excess. Okay, have some excess at the side, probably excess of 2 to 3 inches. Okay, just have a reasonable excess. If it's much, if you've taken what you want, you can go ahead and cut out the remaining. So I'm going to be securing it on the waistline using my pin. So this is me securing it first, have in mind that on the waistline we have about half an inch to tuck it in. You don't just place it, secure it with your pin. You also need to leave a seam allowance of half an inch that you'll be using to fold in. Probably when you're stitching, you'll be folding in. You have to tuck in the waistline. You won't just leave the raw fabric sticking out on the waist. You're going to be folding it in by half an inch. Then you can see me along the side seam. I'm gradually folding in half an inch along the side seam, and I'm also securing it with my pin. So you have to take your time, ensure that whatever you're doing, you're getting it right, because what is what doing is what doing well. So just place it, fold it half an inch, and gradually secure it with your pin. So like I mentioned earlier, you see you need a lot of pins. You have to secure with your pins first before hand tacking. So I'm done with the waistline, and now moving on to the side seam. I'll continue to secure with my pins, and when I'm done, we'll move over to the next stage. So I'm done with this side. Over to the other side, I'll go ahead and secure with my pins. You can see that I have more excess on this side, so I'll go ahead and secure. I'm not folding in, I will just secure with my pin. When I'm done securing with my pin, I'll trim out my excess. I'll trim out the excess on the fabric, not my own excess. I'll trim out the excess on the fabric, leaving about half an inch to 1 inch. Okay, so half an inch is okay, 1 inch is okay. So after trimming it out, I'll go ahead and remove my pin, tuck it in on the seam line. You know that there's a zipper, so ensure that you place this your fabric, you tuck it in before your zipper. You don't just place it directly on your zipper. You're going to be tucking it in before your zipper, very close to it. So this is me removing the pins and then folding it in, and then securing it with my pin along the seam line and then before the zipper. So this is where the zipper is placed. So you need to be very careful here so that you still find it very easy to open up your zips. So when I'm done, I'll go ahead. This is the side, the front side. So I'm going to be using the front side to overlap. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just using my front side seam, the seam allowance I left on the front pattern, to gradually overlap the back pattern, Okay, so I'll gradually overlap it, not so much. Everything works along the seam line, and ensure that your alignment is straight. Okay, you don't want your seam line to be tilting yeah, with so much irregularities. So make sure that is well aligned. That is why you have to work with your pins first before tacking. So this is the outcome of the dress. I hope it's looking fine for me. I think I'm okay with this. It's pretty for the eyes to behold, and I hope you like and share the video. If you like what you see, if you enjoyed the tutorial so far, so please guys, help me subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, and look out for my next tutorial. Thank you so much guys.